before New York come on, we're going to go over some scriptures real quick to give some of our people some understanding, some videos, some articles, because this is a school of learning. We come here to learn. So we need to learn about what the world calls New Year's and how that correlates with the Bible. Because all of us have to be retaught on what we've learned here, because all of our life we've been to New Year's parties. We was going out getting fresh, buying $100 shoes, new jeans, all of this for one night to do something we didn't have any understanding of. We just knew that everybody else did it and this is it. But now we've reformed our mind, coming to the understanding of who we are. Now we don't do those things anymore. So let's get some understanding on that. Let's go to Hosea 9:1. Let's start there first. Book of Hosea, chapter 9, verse 1. When it comes to New Year's, what does God tell us as the Israelites?
Hosea, chapter 9 and verse 1. Rejoice not, O Israel, for joy as other people.
Read that one more time.
Rejoice not, O Israel.
Rejoice not, O Israel. Read on.
For joy as other people.
As other people rejoice. None of us have anything to do with New Year's. It didn't come from us. It ain't a tradition that we started. None of that type of stuff. So we actually are rejoicing as other people rejoice. Who would that be? Our oppressor. A lot of us hate to admit that everything we learned came from the people that have historically oppressed every single black, Hispanic, and Native Indian on the face of the earth in ways unimaginable that we don't know about. It's stuff that still comes out that we like, damn, they did that. We know what the Lord reveals to us, but it's some things that He hasn't revealed. He's going to have to bring back to our memory when that day comes of us smashing babies against the rocks. But read that again.
Rejoice not, O Israel, for joy as other people, for thou hast gone a whoring from thy God.
So when we partake in things that other people have joy in, that God did not give us, God says we depart from Him. We are separate from Him. I know we like to, all of us used to say, I thank God for another year here on earth. While we was doing that, God was nowhere in the vicinity of that thing. Right. Nowhere in the vicinity. Read on.
For thou hast gone a whoring from thy God. Thou hast loved a reward upon every corn floor.
So the reason why God explains it to you, now, is you don't rejoice as other people do for no reason. You do it for reward. You do it so you can fit in. You do it so you can go party. You do it so you can go get drunk. You do it so you can go find the drunk girl that night. You do it to get in good with your boss at the Christmas party. The New Year's Eve party. You do it for reward. And God says you separate from Him. And in the process of doing that, what happens? Stay in the same book, Hosea 4 and 6.
Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
So in the process of you rejoicing as other people do, God says you destroy yourself. You destroy yourself, and it's for the lack of knowledge. Like when it comes to New Year, do you think anybody outside of here, and some of us in here may not know, do you think anybody outside of here actually knows where New Year's comes from, New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, or the name January? Do you think they know that outside of here? Nope. Brothers, do y'all think so? No, sir. Did any of y'all know before y'all came in here? No, sir. Nope. I know I didn't. I did not know at all. Hell, I didn't even care. I just knew it was a time to get with the boys, get some drinks, and go looking for the girls. Straight wickedness. And all praises, God didn't put us to death, because there's a lot of people going to get put to death tonight. Watch and see when the news reports come out tomorrow. A lot of people. So, go ahead.
Just alone, was it Christmas, that wicked holiday Christmas just passed?
Oh, yeah.
There was a back-to-back homicide right here in Miami, right there in Miami. Back-to-back homicide. First, it was a car crash, killing 4 people, right? I think only 1 survived. And then you had a homicide, back-to-back homicide, killing a young 8-year-old boy, right? There was another one that recently happened. Yeah. 8-year-old boy got
that was
killed.
Daniel Beach, right there.
Daniel Beach?
Yeah, that's close, right down the street.
And another one over here, just recently happened, what?
Also,
Right after Christmas.
People celebrating their Christmas. 20-something people in Chicago got shot. 7 of them died on that day.
Hey, officer, it said 53 people were shot over the holiday weekend in Chicago.
Dang, I was wrong. Ooh.
53 people
53
That's in Chicago.
in Chicago alone.
in Chicago. Yeah, in Chicago. So read that again. Hosea 4:6.
Hosea chapter 4 and verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
Now here's the scripture. You pull on anybody that said God loves me no matter what. No. God says you want to partake in New Year's, Christmas, New Year's Eve, February. What's it in February? Valentine's Day. God says you reject knowledge, I will also reject thee. Read on.
That thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God. I will also forget thy children.
So when we in the midst of this wickedness, the laws of God are the furthest thing from our mind. When you're in the midst of sin, you ain't thinking about God's laws. No way you could be in the club thinking about thou shalt not, Deuteronomy 22 and 5. You can't be thinking about 1 Timothy 2 and 9, these women should be in here dressed modest. You can't think of that stuff. You forget God's laws, and therefore he forgets your kids. God know where to hit you hard. He said, I ain't just gonna forget you. To hell with your kids too. And everybody got kids, you know, you hold them. Oh, this is my baby. Selling drugs and you know it. You don't say nothing. God said, forget him. Put a bullet in him. Shoot 50 of them. And whoever survived, because I want them to. Other than that, kill them. But look at this. It says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Is it God's fault? Go to Hosea 13 and 9. Let me show you how the Lord feels about it. And the Lord, all praises for this truth.
Hosea chapter 13 and verse 9. O Israel, thou hast destroyed thyself.
Read it again.
O Israel, thou hast destroyed thyself.
O Israel, thou hast destroyed thyself. You can't put the blame on God for what we're going through. It's your fault. It's your fault, the reason why we are black on black crime, the drugs in the community, baby mamas, baby daddies, catching hell every which way. It's your fault, the reason we in captivity is what God's saying. It ain't his fault, because he told us from the get-go, keep my commandments, you'll be above all nations on the face of the earth. And God is not a man that he should lie. And he don't change. The flip side of that was, if you break them commandments, guess where you're going? Slavery, oppression, and we chose the latter half. Read that verse 9 again.
O Israel, thou hast destroyed thyself, but in me is thine help.
You see, they say you did this to yourself, but I'll help you get out of that situation. I'll help you if you return unto me and repent. So how does all of this tie in? Go to Jeremiah 4:22. All of this tie into what the world calls New Year's. Jeremiah 4:22. See what God says about the people that destroyed thyself. What does he call them?
Jeremiah chapter 4 and verse 22. For my people is
He
foolish.
said, I got a bunch of foolish people. Read on.
They have not known me.
Don't know God.
They are sottish children.
They are what?
Sottish children.
Who got a little translation word in their Bible say what sottish means? Does anybody got that? By show of hands of translation. Jeremy, what does sottish mean in your Bible?
It said stupid.
It means what?
Stupid.
And God called his own people foolish and stupid. He said, my people are stupid. Man, God is hardcore, boy. When he mad, he mad. He mad, he is mad. He says they are sodden, stupid children. Read on.
And they have none understanding.
They don't even know why they do the things they do. They just follow like lost sheep. That's how we know you blacks and Hispanics are the Israelites without a doubt. Because every other nation on the earth know exactly why the things that are going on, why they are going on. You ask them New Year's, oh yeah, it's the God of Janus. Yep. Oh, Christmas, yeah, that's paganism. It comes from the Norse, it came from Babylon, all of that stuff. New Year's, oh yeah, what's that? Valentine's Day, yeah, it's a God for that too. We know that. Yep. Yeah, we know all that stuff. You ask Israel, why you do what you do? Mm-hmm. For the kids. Oh. He says, and they have none understanding. Read on.
They are wise to do evil.
They are what?
Wise to do evil.
They wise to do evil. They'll make up an excuse so they don't have to work the next day so they can get extra toe up the night before. Yeah, my granny died. I ain't coming in today. I got an emergency. My grandma passed away. For the third time, yeah. She keep coming. She keep fighting. But I won't be in tomorrow. Sorry. My people are wise to do evil. Read on.
But to do good, they have no knowledge.
To do good, they have no knowledge at all. To keep the commandments, they have no knowledge at all. To celebrate Passover, they have no knowledge at all. Tabernacles, no knowledge at all. Keep the Day of Atonement, no knowledge at all. How to prove a friend, a wife, or a husband, they have no knowledge at all. To worship me, they have no knowledge at all how to do that. And it's not for lack of we're not smart. We're the smartest people on the face of the planet. That's right. It's just we reject it. Give me Daniel 7:25. Daniel chapter 7 and 25. So how does the whole world get ready for tonight and countdown and all of that type stuff? How did that come to pass? Let's see.
Daniel chapter 7 and verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High.
We'll explain who this he is in a minute. Read on.
And shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
We are the saints, and we are wore the hell out to the point where we don't even know who we are no more. Read on.
And think to change times and laws.
This man did what?
And think to change times and laws.
He said, I'm going to change times and laws. The people are going to think that the new year starts in the dead of winter. I'm going to make that happen. It's really supposed to be when everything comes back to life, but I'm going to change that watch. God say a man ain't supposed to lay with another man. I'm going to change that law. Watch. Now, who is that? Because it says in he. So this ain't talking about some mystical being like our people. Who's your enemy? The devil. That's the answer for everybody in Christianity. Who's your enemy? Satan, the devil. Did he put you in chains? Yeah. No, he didn't. So who is the he's talking about? Jump over to verse, let's read this. Let me jump to verse 1. I want to read through that. And then we'll jump. Go ahead.
Daniel chapter 7 and verse 1. In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and visions of his head upon his bed. Then he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matters.
Read on.
Daniel spake and said, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the 4 winds of the heaven strove upon the great sea.
Read on.
And 4 great beasts came up from the sea, diverse one from another.
So he had a dream of 4 different beasts, right? Now, when you read it, the first one that he saw was Babylon, and then there was the Persian and Medes, and then it was the Greek, right? So let's see who the 4th one was. Jump down to verse 7.
Daniel chapter 7 and verse 7. After this, I saw in the night visions, and beheld a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly. And it had great iron teeth, It devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it. And it had 10 horns.
All right, and it had 10 horns. Now, hold your finger in Daniel 7. We're going to go to 2nd Esdras in the Apocrypha. We're going to show, because it didn't tell us what this fourth beast was. In the first one, it says it was a lion. Then the second one was a bear. And then the third one was a leopard. But it didn't mention the fourth beast. So let's see what that fourth beast is that said they was going to change times and laws.
2nd Esdras chapter 11 and verse 39. Art not thou it that remainest of the 4 beasts?
Of the 4 beasts, read on.
Whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their times might come through them?
So he said the fourth beast, when you see this and can identify who it is, the end is coming. Read on.
And the 4th came and overcame all the beasts that were past.
It overcame all the beasts. It was more powerful than all the beasts. That's what we just read in Daniel. Read on.
And had power over the world.
And had what?
Power over the world.
Read on.
With great fearfulness. And over the whole compass of the earth.
So this fourth beast ruled the whole earth. Read on.
With much wicked oppression.
With what?
With much wicked oppression.
With much wicked oppression. We're gonna read something else too. It's in Revelation. You're gonna be like, now I see why I call it. So it said it ruled the earth with much wicked oppression. It was, when you woke up, it was selling plastic rice to Haiti, mining the gold out of their mountains, making God's people work long hours for minimum wage. Much wicked oppression. Read on.
And so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit. For the earth has thou not judged with truth.
It has not judged the earth with truth. Let's find out who that was. Jump to 12, verse 10.
2nd Esdras chapter 12 and verse 10. And he said unto me, this is the interpretation of the vision. The eagle.
The who?
The eagle.
The who?
The eagle.
Read on.
Whom thou sawest come up from the sea is the kingdom which was seen in the vision of thy brother Daniel.
Of thy brother who?
Daniel.
Of thy brother Daniel. The eagle. Read on. Verse 12.
But it was not expounded unto him.
It was not expounded unto him what that fourth beast was. That's why he just described it as having claws and feathers and all this type of stuff. But he didn't know what it was. He said it was different from all the other beasts in the past. Read verse 12 again.
2nd Esdras chapter 12 and verse 12. But it was not expounded unto him. Therefore now I declare it unto thee.
So he didn't give the understanding of what it looked like to Daniel. He gave it to Esdras. That's why you have to read the Bible precept upon precept to get the understanding. So now let's go back. Now we know the eagle. What is the sign, the symbol of Babylon the Great, brothers? The eagle. The eagle. So now let's go back to Daniel chapter 7, verse 7.
Daniel chapter 7 and verse 7. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn.
So in verse 7, we are reading a mixture of 2 different empires mixed into one. Hey, Azaniah, can you pull up the Supreme Court building? Supreme Court Justice, whatever it's called. I want them to see what we are reading 2 different nations of that said they are going to speak great words against the Most High. Click on the images. That's it. Click on images. Images, images. There you go. Click on that. Now, where in history do we see that same exact architecture and image at? Matthias, where at? Say it loud.
On the nickel.
On a nickel, but it's a different society. Amir.
DC.
These brothers missing it. Zadok. Rome.
There you go. You gotta go deeper now.
Rome. Ancient Rome. Go back to the other one. Modern day America. That's why he told Daniel, he said that I didn't tell your brother Daniel, or he told Esdras, I didn't tell your brother Daniel what that beast looked like. I'm telling you, it's the eagle. Now read verse 8 again, because verse 7 is talking about Rome merging in to something else. Verse 8.
Daniel chapter 7 and verse 8. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn.
So out of Rome came a little horn. Read on.
Before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man.
Like a what?
Like the eyes of man.
Read on.
And a mouth speaking great things.
It had a mouth doing what?
Speaking great things.
What was those great things? Read verse 25 again.
Daniel chapter 7 and verse 25. And he spake great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws.
These are the great things that he spoke against the Most High. And it goes deeper than that, but we're going to keep it on the surface level. Some of the things that he spoke was, he said, I'm going to change times and laws. I'm going to make the whole world think that the new year starts in the dead of winter, when nothing is alive. When even the daggone animals know it's time to go hibernate. It's cold outside. But not Negroes. We go straight to New York, Times Square with a coat on and count down. Let's see what God says about that. Give me Mark chapter 12. And we're going to, Daniel 7, we're going to tie it in here in a little bit, a little later. Give me Mark 12, I think it's 26 and 27.
Mark chapter 12 and verse 26. And as touching the dead, that they rise, have ye not read in the book of Moses, how in the bush God spake unto him?
So Jesus Christ was not walking around the earth quoting the book of John, Luke, or Matthew. He was reading out of the book of Moses, okay? A lot of people try to think that the Old Testament, that's what Christ was learning from. He said, have you not read out of the book of Moses? Read on.
How in the bush God spake unto him, saying, I am the God of Abraham, and the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. He is not the God of the dead.
He's what?
He is not the God of the dead, but the God of the living. Ye therefore do greatly err.
So you thinking that the new year starts in the dead of winter, you do greatly err, God says. I'm the God of the living. That's why we're going to read it a little bit later. He told Moses, this is the beginning of the year to you. Not when everything's dead. I'm not the God of that stuff. I'm the God of the living. What's that also saying? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob are alive and well. You just don't know who they are. And don't you dare try to guess. Don't dare try to guess that thing. But he said, I'm not the God of the dead, but the God of the living. Ye therefore do greatly err. Now, give me the, go to Telegram real, scroll up. Right there, Britannica. Let's get some understanding here. He said, I'm not the God of the dead. So who are you worshiping then on New Year's Eve? What you out there doing? Scroll up so we can see the name. A lot of our people have no idea that January comes from the Roman god named Janus. Janus. Can you read that for me, officer, that first paragraph? We're going to jump.
Janus, in Roman religion, the animistic spirit of doorways and the archways. Janus and the nymph Semesine were the parents of Tiberius, whose death in or by the river Albulia caused it to be renamed.
All right, blah, 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 yakety yak. All right, so you see you got two faces right there on that coin. We'll come back to that. What does it say underneath that, officer?
The worship of Janus.
No, right there, the words underneath the coin.
The god Janus, beardless.
It's what?
Beardless.
Okay, we know the law on that. Read on.
Roman coin.
Okay, the god Janus. Now scroll down some more. Keep going. It's a second paragraph. It's after this. Right there. Read that part right there. Let's see what. Remember, God said, "My people are foolish. They got no understanding." Let's see what the other nations know about January, New Year's. Read that.
Some scholars regard Janus as the god of all beginnings.
It's the god of what?
All beginnings.
Okay.
And believe that his association with doorways is derivative. He was invoked as the first of any god.
He was invoked as the what?
First of any gods.
So the Romans said he's the first of all gods. Okay. Read on.
And regular
liturgaries.
The beginning of the day.
Hold on, the what?
The beginning of the day. Month and year. Both calendrical and agriculture were sacred to him.
So the white man knows that January comes from Janus, and he is the god of, the idol god of the beginning of the day, month, and year. That's what they know. God said, "My people are foolish. They have no understanding." They see a time to get some drinks, they go out and do it. So when you are in the midst of New Year's Eve parties or whatever it might be, when you even say, "Oh yeah, New Year's is coming up," you saying the time to worship Janus is on its way.
Right.
That's what you're indirectly saying. You ain't got to say that exact words because you don't know who the hell it is anyway. But you partaking in those festivities of worshiping Janus. Is there anything else on that? Oh yeah. Read the next part of the next sentence.
The month of January is named for him.
The what?
The month of January is named for him.
Remember, we just read that the fourth beast that came, it was an eagle. And it came from Rome. And this place, and we'll read it a little bit later, has the same architecture, the same beliefs, same spirit. So what they did was brought their gods from that side of the earth over here. That's it. And the whole world is worshiping an idol god every December 31st, unknowingly, in ignorance. Some people don't care. Even after they see this video on YouTube, they're going to say, "Shh, the hell with that. He cool with that?" Let's see. Psalms 95, and I think it's verse 3.
Yes. Psalms chapter 95 and verse 3. For the Lord is a great God and a great king above all gods.
He is a great God above all gods. So should we give any kind of honor or respect to the God of Janus? You know, let's see what God said. Jump over to 96 and 4.
Psalms chapter 96 and verse 4. For the Lord is great and greatly to be praised. He is to be feared above all gods.
Because all gods are what? Read verse 5.
For all the gods of the nations are idols.
They what?
Are idols.
They are idols. Fake. Made up. Not real. It's a figment of your imagination. That's all it is. Read on.
But the Lord made the heavens.
That's why they fake, because he's the one that made the heavens. I did that's what God's saying. I put the sun right there out in the middle of nowhere, and it ain't never moved. I was thinking about that the other day. You know how powerful that is, that Earth floats in the middle of space and don't move. It's a lot of stuff, and you see shooting stars, you see everything moving, but God said, Earth, you stay right where you are forever. Don't drop 10 degrees. Don't move to the left. Just stay right where I put you. Son, you stay right where I put you because I don't want you to burn my people up. I made you to give them heat, but you stay right where you are just far enough that they can have heat when it's time for them to have heat. God said, I did that. I made the heavens. All these other gods are idols. Y'all crazy. So let's see. So when you are worshiping Janus in the month of January. Y'all got scriptures? Cause
Oh yeah, I'm with you.
jump in, brothers. Cause go ahead, cause
Let me get,
I'm long-winded.
let me get Deuteronomy 12.
I'll
Deuteronomy
go.
chapter 12.
Got a whole note card.
When you read, no, hold on. Before this, let's get Romans 15 and 4 real quick. I'm tied all together. Romans 15 verse 4. Read that.
Romans chapter 15 and verse 4.
Come on.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime
Come on.
were written for our learning.
So the Bible said whatsoever things that was written aforetime, right? Written in the past was written for us to learn from. Read on.
That we, through patience and comfort
Patience and comfort
of the scriptures,
of the scriptures
might have hope.
might have hope to do it. Learn how to make it. Learn how to not displease our Father, right? Get Deuteronomy. What I say, go? Deuteronomy 12 and 30. Deuteronomy chapter 12. So we're going to go over a little history about how our forefathers worship other gods.
Bring it out.
And what happened to them.
Deuteronomy chapter 12 and verse 30.
Uh-huh.
Take heed to thyself.
Now this is the Most High warning us. When we get into the land, take heed. Be warned. Read.
That thou be not snared by the following.
By doing what?
By following them.
By following them. Don't be snared by following them. Come on.
After that, they be destroyed from before thee.
Come on.
And that thou inquire not after their gods.
Don't do what?
That thou inquire not after their
God
gods.
told us from the beginning, don't follow their gods.
Inquire.
Don't even ask, don't even think about them. Don't inquire after their gods. Read on.
How did these nations serve their gods?
Uh-huh.
Even so will I do likewise.
Read on. Read on.
Though thou shalt not do so unto the Lord, thy God, for every abomination to the Lord, which he hated,
Read on.
have they done unto their gods.
Come on.
For even their sons and their daughters, they have burnt in the fire to their gods.
So the Most High told us, don't serve their gods, right? So the question is, what happened back then when we did serve their gods? Jump to chapter 13, verse 6.
Deuteronomy chapter 13 and verse 6.
So we're going to read this, and I'm going to ask a question. If we serve other gods, will this happen to us today? Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 13 and verse 6.
Come on.
If thy brother, the son of thy mother, or thy son, or thy daughter, or the wife of thy bosom, or thy friend, which
So say,
is
if thy son, thy brother, the mother, a daughter, or even your wife, come on,
which is as thine own soul, entice thee secretly,
Uh-huh.
saying, let us go and serve other gods.
let's go to New York and watch the ball drop.
Let's go to this New Year's Eve party,
Come on,
man.
it's all good.
25 VIP,
It's
man.
all
I got
good.
you.
I
I know how people talk.
It's all good. You ain't got to worry about nothing.
I got the drinks, man. Let's ball out tonight.
Watch this. Read on.
Which thou hast not known, thou nor thy fathers,
Read on.
namely of the gods of the people,
Namely of the gods of the other nations. Read.
which are round about you,
Come on.
nigh unto thee,
Uh-huh.
or far off from thee, from the one end of the earth even unto the other end of the
Watch
earth.
this. Read.
Thou shalt not consent unto
What did
him.
God say?
Thou shalt not consent unto him,
Read.
nor hearken unto him. Neither shalt thine eye pity him, neither shalt thou spare, neither shalt thou conceal
So the
him.
Most I say, if somebody come to you and say go worship other gods, don't even pity him. Something got to happen to him.
Bring him out.
We're going to read it. Read on.
Verse 9. But thou shalt surely kill him.
What did God say?
Thou shalt surely kill him.
Back then, the Most High say, if anybody, say your wife, your brother, your sister, if they come to
said
you and
your
say, let's go
friend,
worship
too.
other gods, you were supposed to be the first one to put them to death.
God wasn't playing about that thing, was he? Y'all better thank the Most High for Christ.
That's how I know back then. You were supposed to be the first one to be put to death. Read on.
But thou shalt surely kill him. Thine hand shall be first upon him.
Your hand should be first upon him. But watch this though. Get Revelation 21:27 real quick. Because the question is, am I going to be put to death for celebrating New Year's?
Let's see.
Celebrating Christmas?
Now, For y'all, we ain't doing it.
Yeah.
No, we not doing it.
We ain't doing it.
We ain't doing it.
Yeah.
Christ
that was back then.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna bring somebody to
That's
show
what
you that.
That's
in
what
that
you
day.
call under the law of Moses.
Exactly.
You had the power to put somebody else to death. You don't have that under Christ now. Just so y'all know that.
Yeah. I'm gonna clear that right here. Read that.
27.
Revelations 21:27.
Revelations chapter 21 and verse 27.
Come on.
And there shall in no wise enter into it
Enter into the kingdom of heaven. Read.
anything that defileth,
Uh-huh.
neither whatsoever worketh abomination.
Worketh what?
Abomination.
Hold that. Go to Isaiah 44:3.
4, I think it's 4.
Yeah, I want verse 3 first.
Jeremiah chapter 44 and verse 3.
Come on.
Because of their wickedness, which they have committed to provoke me to anger,
Wickedness. Read.
in that they went to burn incense and to serve other gods,
What was the wickedness? To serve other gods, right? Read on.
whom they knew not,
Come on.
neither they ye nor your fathers.
Uh-huh.
Howbeit I sent unto you all my servants the prophets,
Read.
rising early and sending them, saying, oh, do not this abominable thing.
What is the abominable thing that they was doing?
What was it? Say that in verse 3.
They was serving other gods. Serving other gods is an abominable thing. And when you go back to Revelations
Oh,
21,
finish that out to show how God
you know.
feel about it.
Oh, do not this abominable thing that I hate.
The Most High hate abominable
Hate that
things. And serving other gods is an abominable act. So we go back to Revelations 21.
Revelations chapter 21 and verse 27.
Just like I was brought out, we ain't putting nobody to death, but the Most High said, you ain't making it to the kingdom. We serving other gods, you ain't making it. Read on.
And there shall in no wise enter into it anything that defileth,
Uh-huh.
neither whatsoever worketh abomination.
So you celebrating these other gods, these so-called holidays, Christmas and Thanksgiving and birthdays and Easter. The Most High said you ain't making it to the kingdom.
Now, before we go on, let me show you how you do it, because you might be unfamiliar how you do it. Go back to Telegram for me, and I want you to pull up the video. Go down. Click on that. Let's show you how you do it. Because a lot of people think that I got to bow down in front of it and say, you know, num yo hum ringio, all that type stuff. No, that ain't what it is no more. This is what Esau has fooled the whole world about. You used to bow down in front of it and kiss it and do paint it, all that type of stuff. Now you do it in other ways where you don't even know you in the midst of sin.
Exactly.
Play it.
Hello, 2017, but not yet, because there's still a few minutes to go before about 1 million revelers witnessed the glittering and iconic ball job here at Times Square. And this year, the outgoing UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon will have the honor to push the waterfall crystal button that begins a 60-second countdown to 2017 amid heavy police protection here at the crossroads of the world. Celebrants will bringing the new year together. Let's take a look.
Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it. New York, New York. These vagabond shoes are longing to stray right through the very heart of it. New York, New York. I want to wake up in a city that doesn't sleep and find I'm king of the hill, top of the heap.
Everybody out there just worship another God. Just that easy. And they all thought they was having a good time. Innocent. And God said, oh, do not this abomination that I hate. That is the trick that Esau said, I'm going to change times and laws. It's not going to be what we used to do to worship it. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to make it fun. Where they don't even realize it. She said it was 1 million people out there. Better believe it was some of us out there worshiping another God.
And that was only one city.
Yeah, that was,
That was only one city.
Hey,
Imagine all the other cities.
The thing is, the Most High gave us exactly what we need to worship, right? He gave us all the feast days, the commandments. So when we ain't doing that, are we worshiping the father of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? No, we worshiping another God.
Go ahead, you got something?
Yeah. We're going to find out the importance of us worshiping our one true God because, like Officer brought out, Romans 15 and 4, everything written aforetime was written for our learning. Give me 2 Kings 18 and 34. All right, we're going to find out how important to keep our one true God. Well, before you get there, give me Isaiah 43 and 3 to get the sense. Isaiah 43 and 3. This is the God that we serve.
Isaiah chapter 43 and verse 3. For I am the Lord thy God, the Holy One of Israel.
The Holy One of who?
Of Israel.
Not the other nations. Only the Holy One of who?
Of Israel.
Of Israel.
Thy Savior.
Thy who?
Thy Savior.
All right, thy Savior. Okay, and he's our Savior. Now give me 2 Kings 18:34.
This morning.
This morning? Okay, hold that part. Go back. Go to 2 Kings 18:34.
2 Kings chapter 18 and verse 34. Where are the gods of Hamath?
Where the what?
Where are the gods of Hamath?
Who know what? I need a brother to tell me who is Hamath? Hamath. What nation of people is that?
You, come on. Okay. Sorry, it's the Africans.
Okay, so-called Africans. All right, come on.
And of Arpad.
Of who?
Of Arpad.
Okay, come on.
Where are the gods of Sepharim?
The Sepharim. That's the Hagarim, the Amalekites. Come on, that's the second of the Amalekites. Come on.
Of Hena.
Of who?
Of Hena.
Uh-huh.
And Iva.
Come on.
Have they delivered Samaria out of mine hand?
Who knows what happened to Samaria? Who, first of all, who
The
stayed?
kingdom brother need to answer
Yeah.
this question.
What happened to Samaria?
No, the kingdom brother.
No northern kingdom brothers. Only got one southern kingdom brother hand up.
Give me to southern.
Okay, come on, Jeroham.
Samaria, that's the northern kingdom. They was cast out. They split from Solomon.
Right. They was split from the time of King Solomon's son Jeroboam. Right. And they went. What happened to them? They went into captivity because they were idol worshiping. Right. So they went into captivity. All right. Read on.
Verse 35.
No, read it again. One more time.
2 Kings chapter 18 verse 34. Where are the gods of Hamath and of Arpad? Where are the gods of Sepharim and Hena and Iva? Have they delivered Samaria out of mine hand?
So this is God asking, where are they at? Where are those gods that you were worshiping? Because our people were worshiping other gods besides the one true God of Israel. All right? So what happened to them? They went into captivity, slavery. So no one was able to deliver them. So that's one of the things we have to be mindful for. Go back to Isaiah 43 and finish that up. Because he said he's our Savior. All right? Because you have to understand, when we begin to fall into these idol worshiping festivals and not giving honor to our one true God, what happens is we are fall and dismayed before our enemies. All right, read.
Isaiah chapter 43 and verse 3. For I am the Lord thy God, the Holy One of Israel, thy Savior.
Thy what?
Thy Savior.
Thy Savior. Come on.
I gave Egypt for thy ransom.
He did what?
I gave Egypt for thy ransom.
So when we sent up supplications to the Most High, he sent us a Savior. All right? In the beginning, it was through Moses. Okay? Then afterwards, it was Christ. Read.
Ethiopia and Seba for thee.
He gave Ethiopia and Seba. Those same nations he gave up for a ransom for us. Read.
Since thou wast precious in my sight.
This is how the Most High sees the nation of Israel. Precious in his sight. Read.
Thou hast been honorable, and I have loved thee.
He loved thee. So that destroys that John 3:16 doctrine. All right? Read.
Therefore I will give men for thee.
He will do what?
I will give men for thee.
So you think he's going to do that for a nation that don't worship him? That's caught up in idol worship? That's not giving him his honor on his feast days? No, he's not going to do that. He's not going to deliver you from your hands of the enemy. And that's what we're waiting on right now. We're waiting on that final salvation that's going to come from our black Messiah. We read that in Luke. Give me Baruch 6 and 39. Last scripture. 6 and 39.
Baruch chapter 6 and verse 39. Their gods of wood, in which are overlaid with gold and silver, are like the stones that be hewn out of the mountain. They that worship them shall be confounded.
They that worship them shall be confounded. And that's exactly what you see. But for, when is the wicked holiday coming up? Is it Monday?
Tonight.
Tonight. Look at that. Tonight. A lot of our people is going to be caught up in that thing. They shall be what?
They shall be confounded.
The Bible says they shall be confounded. They don't know who they are. They caught up in all these wicked holidays. They shall be confounded. And there's judgment right behind that. All right?
Let's see. Go to, because we just watched that video, all right? That everybody was out there partying, worshiping Janus, all that type of stuff, right? Go to Revelation 13. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something here, what God prophesies in Revelation about this place. Revelation 13, start at verse 1.
Revelation chapter 13 and verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his head the names of blasphemy.
Read on.
And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion.
So when you read this, a lot of y'all Bibles got into Daniel 7 where it takes you back to what we just read, describing those. But we know this ain't talking about the ancient empires of Persia, Mede, and Babylon, and those things. Let's see who it's talking about. Go back one chapter, and we're going to read the same exact thing. He called it something different in chapter 12 than he did chapter 13 than he did chapter 12. Start at chapter 12, read verse 1.
Revelation chapter 12 and verse 1. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet.
That's Israel, and the sun and moon represent wisdom. Read on.
And upon her head a crown of 12 stars.
That's the 12 tribes of Israel. Read on.
And she being with child, cried, travailing in birth, and pain to be delivered. And there appeared another wonder in heaven. And behold, a great red dragon.
A what?
A great red dragon.
They called it a great red dragon. Right? There's precepts for that. We ain't going over today. That's referring to Esau. It was a great red dragon. Read on.
Having 7 heads and 10 horns.
It had what?
7 heads and 10 horns.
Jump down back to verse Revelation 13 and 1.
Revelation chapter 13 and verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Having what?
7 heads and 10 horns.
So in chapter 12, he called it a red dragon. In 13:1, he called it a beast. Read on.
And upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy.
Read on.
And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion.
So what color is this beast then, brother? It's talking about the same thing we just read in Revelation 12:1. What color is the beast, Samuel?
Red.
It's red. So when it gives it the attributes of a leopard and his feet was like a bear, what kingdom had the leopard? What kingdom had the leopard? Brother Moses, what kingdom had the leopard?
Shalom. That would be Greece.
The Greece had the leopard symbol. Greece are Edomites. They are red. And the feet of a bear, right? What empire took over the bear symbol? Does any brother know? Oh, we got Matthias in the back. Let's see. I know. So I see, Russia. All right. So I see what videos y'all been watching. All the deep ones. All the revelation was y'all can't read it, right? Okay, and his mouth was and mouth as the mouth of a lion. What kingdom, Edomite kingdom, took over the symbol of a lion? Because ancient, it was Babylon. Brother Isaac.
Great Britain.
Great Britain. Exactly right. So let's read on and prove furthermore that this is talking about Esau. And we'll read where how they out there partying, it was prophesied to happen. Read on in verse 2.
And his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority.
It said the dragon gave him his power. Who's the dragon that is talking about in Revelation 13, brothers? Let's see. Brother Lucius. Who's the dragon that gave this beast its power?
Sir, Satan.
Satan. We're going to prove that. Read on.
And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed.
It said that his wound was wounded to death. That's talking about Rome in 193 AD, and then it was healed. When did the white man come back into power after Rome was destroyed? Amir.
In the Renaissance.
Renaissance era, 1453. Read on.
And all the world wondered after the beast. And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast.
And they did what?
Worship the dragon, which gave power unto the beast.
So the Bible says they worshiping Satan out there. Think they worshiping me. They worshiping Satan. They gave the power to the beast. Read on.
And they worshiped the beast.
They also worshiped the beast. They worshiped the white man too. They did everything he did. Everything he told them to do, they did it. Celebrated everything that he told them to celebrate, they did it. Read on.
And they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him?
Who is what?
Who is able to make war with him?
That's how we know it's talking about America. Who is able to make war with America?
The Great.
Huh?
America the Great.
America the Great. Who's able to make war with America? Nobody. That's why America does what they want to no matter what the United Nations tells them to.
Right.
They ain't got to find no weapons of mass destruction. If they want the oil, they going in.
Didn't they just put a sanction on Russia?
Just put a sanction on Russia. And Russia said, we ain't going to retaliate. We're going to fall back.
There you go. Wow.
Obama said, I want all you Russians up out of here by Sunday. Go. Get the hell up out of here. And Russia said, we ain't going to retaliate.
Hey, but you know what Donald Trump said? What Donald, he said Putin is a smart man.
He said he's a smart man because he helped him get into office. Read verse 5.
And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemy.
Hold on, we read that earlier in Daniel. It said it was a mouth given to him to speak great things and blasphemies. Read on.
And power was given unto him to continue 42 months.
That's 3.5 equal 350 years. Read on.
And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God.
He opened his mouth in blasphemy against God. Brothers, give me an example with the vein of the things we're talking about. How did he open his mouth and blaspheme God? What we talking about today? Come on, somebody connect the dots. I want the lights, the light bulb need to go up right now. Elijah, Levi. Howdy. The light bulb ain't on. Sit down. Moses, let's see what you got, Brother Moses. How?
Shalom. He's using television. He's using from music.
Y'all brothers is missing it. Sit down. Pagiel, how?
By changing the new year.
By changing the new year. He said, God, I know when you said it, I'm going to do what I say. Make it the new year, the beginning of in the winter, in the beginning of the winter, or the beginning of the dead of winter. He changed times and laws. He spoke against God. God said no. He said, I don't care what he said. I'm going to do my thing. You know what that's called? Pride. I don't care what my maker said. I'm going to do what I want to do because I got the power to do it. And guess what? Everybody else going to do it too. Can't nobody stop me until Christ show up on the scene. Let's go. Tabor. Brother Tabor.
I had another example, like Constantine saying Sunday worship. Sort of Sunday.
That's another way. Exactly right. All praises. And light bulbs on. Read verse 6 again.
Revelations chapter 13 and verse 6. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven.
Everybody looks like him. He blasphemed the name of God, his tabernacle, and them that everybody looks like the wife. Type it in on Google. Everybody look like him. Read on.
And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations.
When did he make war with us and take over? That's the Renaissance era, when he cast us out of Spain. Because what every Negro out there says, man, we the Moors, we the Moors. Moor is a Latin word for black. Our nationality was Israelites. And he conquered us in Spain and sent us over here. Where's my books? Let's get my books. Let's get my books. That's why I buy them. It's a learning lesson. Let's see where, because what do they teach us in school? Where do we come from, brothers and sisters? Africa, right? Let's see what the book says. This is why we gotta read. Nature knows no color line. Call the page and everything for them. Read I think it's green on there.
Nature knows no color line by J.A. Rogers. Page 65.
Yeah, read the green highlight.
The Negro came first to the Indies from Spain.
From where?
From Spain. Not from Africa.
Whoa. So it says here, this is why you gotta piece this thing together. Revelation 13 and 7, one more time.
Revelations chapter 13 and verse 7. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints.
When did he make war with us? When he began taking over or coming back into power in the Renaissance era. Constantinople, Holy Roman Empire, and then he finally conquered Spain, and then he sent us on slave ships to America, first from Spain. And he conquered us. What happened after that?
And to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations.
Because we ruled the earth for over 1,000 years during the Renaissance era, what they call the Dark Ages, where all what do they say? All civilization and all thought-provoking things and philosophy went into the damn closet, and everybody got stupid for 1,000 years. Nah, that's because you was ruling it. They don't want you to know nothing about it. But after that, he then took over and started ruling everything. Thus, we are here today. Read verse 8.
And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world.
So all those whose names are not written in the book of life will be celebrating New Year's.
There you go.
Until Christ come back, worshiping him. in the form of Janus, in the form of Christmas, in the form of New Year's Eve, in the form of in the form of Sunday church. Yeah, make sure I throw that out there. You're going to be worshiping him. Everybody whose name's not found in the book of life. Now, can they repent and come in at any time? Sure it can. But as long as they stay out there, you know their name ain't in there. That thing's blotted out. Read on.
If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity,
And for all that evil he has done, read on.
shall go into captivity.
He says he's going into slavery. Read on.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the
It's
sword.
not an option. God says he must be killed with the sword. Read on.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Read on.
And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon.
He had 2 horns like a lamb, very docile, but he spake as a dragon. That's talking about politics, Democratic and Republic. Read on.
And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him.
And he did what?
And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him.
He exercised all the power of the first beast that was before him. When did the Romans celebrate their New Year? January the 1st. This beast that we read about in Daniel and Esdras, he said he does the same exact thing as the ones that came before him. And what happened with that? Read on. Read on in verse 20 again.
And causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast.
Indirectly, you worshiping Rome. Janus, you worship the first beast. Read on.
Whose deadly wound was healed.
It was healed in 1453. Read on.
And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
Talking about nuclear bombs. Read on.
And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth.
That's the point I wanted to get to. He did what?
And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth.
And by that, he deceived them that dwell on the earth. Whenever you out there doing that, anything that's not thus saith the Lord, you ain't keeping his high holy days, but you celebrating something, you are being deceived by the so-called white man. Got you worshiping his gods, his forefathers' idols. Nothing to do with God at all.
You know what they say? What's your New Year's resolution?
New Year's resolution. Where did they get that from? The idol god Janus, that has a head facing the past and one looking towards the future.
Yep. All of it is idolatry.
Idolatry. So let's see this. Go to 1 Peter 4. Real quick. 1 Peter 4. Start at 1 through 3.
1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 1. For as much then as Christ hath suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind.
So if you come to serve Jesus Christ, understand it's not going to be easy. He suffered, you got to suffer. What is that? The temptations that we got. Some of us in here used to be party goers. We was in the club every week. Every holiday that America had, we was keeping it. We was with family doing it. Drinking eggnog, or whatever it might have been. We was doing it. And that could be a temptation in you. Your spirit is born one way, your flesh is going the other way. God said, like your, what did he say right there? Arm yourself. Arm your mind. It's a battle. It ain't gonna be easy. Tonight we might, I don't know, yesterday I heard damn farmers like the hell they shooting guns out there?
Yeah, they shoot guns on New Year's.
That's why God said, my people are foolish. Where'd that come from? Where the shooting guns come from? Like, just made up something.
Just Jake being wicked as hell.
Just Jake being wicked. But read verse 1 again.
1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 1. For as much then as Christ hath suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. For he that hath suffered in the flesh have ceased from sin.
So when you are battling something, that means you're done sinning. You're not battling when you're in the midst of sin. That ain't battling. You give it up to the sin. That's not a battle. A lot of people, the Lord's still working with me. You eat pork chop? Yeah, the Lord working with me. No, he's not. You ain't even fighting it. Every time they put a pork chop in your face, you eat it. That's not a battle. You don't push it away and say, oh no, the pork, ah. You don't do that. You dig right in. Where the hot sauce at?
Maybe next time. Maybe I got it tomorrow. Help me, Holy Ghost.
And then you taste it like, God, I'm at anything good. That's the wickedness some people do. You ain't battling when you're in the midst of sin. When you have ceased from sin, now the battle starts. Verse 2.
That he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men.
What we just watched on that video is the lust of man. That's to please your own lust. Whether you got a lust to drink, you got a lust for women, you got a lust for men, you got a lust just to be the, what's that thing called that women like to do? The life of the party, won't be seen. That's a lust. That's the lust of man. Read on.
But to the will of God.
Uh-huh.
For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles.
God said you done been doing it long enough, doing the will of the Gentiles. Ain't it about time you repent? Can't you understand that I'm not letting my hand up off you until you repent? You just don't realize you want to stay here in captivity? God don't dwell in time. So he got all the time in the world.
That's it.
That's why he said, "Oh Israel, thou hast destroyed thyself. If you want up out of this, just change. And I'll gladly welcome you back in like the prodigal son."
Right.
He was lost, now he is found. Rejoice, kill the fatted calf. He's ready to change. He can come back into my house now. Until then, stay in the land that's not yours. Can't bring you here. Celebrating the God of Janus. Read on.
When we walk in lasciviousness.
Now he's going to describe the lust of the Gentiles we used to do. Lasciviousness, right? Read on.
Lust.
Uh-huh.
Excess of wine.
On New Year's Day, what do people do? Get drunk. Read on.
Revelings.
Uh-huh.
Banquetings.
What are they?
Banquetings.
Does anybody know what banquetings are? What's a modern day word for banquetings? Parties.
Drinking parties.
Read on.
And abominable idolatry.
What did God say it is?
Abominable idolatries.
Celebrating New Year's is an abominable idolatry. And what did you read earlier, Officer Gad, in Jeremiah 44? God said, do not this what?
Abominable thing that
Which I hate.
Yep.
God hates that thing. Is that it on that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's it on that. That's all I want on that. So the question is, let's go over it again. We did it earlier. When does the new year start for us? That's the question. Exodus 12 and 2. 12 and 1. Let's go through that real quick. So our people will know. It's not now. So when is it? Somebody give me Zondervan Bible Dictionary too. Exodus 12.
Exodus chapter 12 and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months.
This month shall be the beginning of months. What's the name for that? Jump over to 13, verse 4.
Exodus chapter 13 and verse 4. This day came ye out of the month of Bib.
In the what?
In the month of Bib.
God calls the first month of the year to us the month of Abib. So let's read what that means, the month of Abib. Who got it? All right, you brothers up here slack. All right, don't worry about it. Somebody took yours. Officer Severa saying somebody took his too, huh? Only one got one is Officer Zakar somehow, some way, huh? Mm-hmm. It's y'all's. Mm-hmm. You just got yours last week. You gave me a brand new one.
I left it right here. Somebody Dylan forced me with that.
Yeah, all right. So what does the month of Abib mean? Read it.
The month of Abib, out of the Compact Zondervan Bible.
Call the page.
This is page 13. Abib, an ear of corn, the precise name for the first month of the year.
The what?
The precise name of the first month of the year.
When did it happen?
After the exile of the name the name was changed to Nisan. It fell about the time of our March and early April.
When?
March and early April.
During what holy day, what feast day is during March and April, Brother Naeem? Passover. Which is in what season of the year, brothers? Spring. When everything comes back to what? Life. And God is not the God of the dead, but of the what? Living.
Come on.
That's easy.
Precept must be upon precept, family.
That's when the new year starts. March and April, not in the dead of winter of December. I hope y'all understand this. So that's the definition now. So in us, what we got to do? Hebrews 5 and 12. Hebrews 5 and 12. That's the beginning of the year to us. So we've got about 4 more months before the new year starts. All of y'all got to train your mind to that. That's why Officer Severa's like, when is it? Because we have reformed our mind. We don't no longer do the abominable things that the Gentiles do. Read that Hebrews 5 and 12.
Hebrews chapter 5 and verse 12. For when for the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again.
Need that what?
Ye have need that one teach you again.
We need to be taught again by your own people because your oppressor has taught you wrong. He has fed you lies after lie for generation upon century. We have been lied to. We have to be retaught. That's the, read on in that.
Which be the first principles of the oracles of God.
God said that's the first thing you got to do. Once you wake up to you, Israel, now go be retaught. Because everything you thought was right is a lie. And a lot of our people, that's hard to admit. That's why people shun the truth. Like, nah, I don't want to hear that. Because we stuck in our ways. We don't want to admit to ourselves that we've been lied to. Because some of us out there was defending that thing. God loves everybody, John 3:16. And you can't, not my Jesus. And we didn't want to hear nothing. Because that's a hard pill to swallow. You've been living a life of lies. Especially when you claim to be, I'm a real man. I'm a real woman. You've been lied to all your life. You've been following lies. You ain't that real. People don't want to hear that. But the first principle is that we be taught again. That's the first principles of the oracle of God. For this reason, Deuteronomy 33:29.
Deuteronomy chapter 33 and verse 29. Happy art thou, O Israel.
Happy are us, O Israel, because now you know the truth. Now you don't have to fall in the midst of sin, of worshiping another God. You can worship your Father in spirit and in truth.
That's right.
Ain't that what the scriptures say? That he said he's calling now for everywhere, all his people, to worship him in spirit and in truth. Read on.
Happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by the Lord.
Read on.
The shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellence. And thine enemies.
And thy who?
And thine enemies shall be found liars.
So everybody in here who thought that them other nations, especially the one that said, I'm going to change times and laws, you thought he was your friend? God said what?
And thine enemies shall be found liars.
Your enemy is a liar. He's not your friend. Not at all.
Hey, that's why God said, never trust thine enemy.
Never trust him.
Because everything he tell you is going to be a lie.
Is against God. Read that from the top again. That's why we got to be retaught. Thus saith the Lord. Read it again.
Deuteronomy chapter 33 and verse 29. Happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by the Lord, the shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency. And thine enemies shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places.
Our enemies have been found liars. Once again, dealing with the New Year's. We proved it wrong last week with Christmas. If you ain't seen the video, go type it in. Jesus ain't the reason for the season. We went over a bunch of historical articles where the white man is admitting, yeah, that's the devil. That's Satan. Old Nick, that's Satan. Yep, Santa is Satan. We debunked that last week. Now we debunking the new year. So no longer do we have to walk on in ignorance. No excuses.
Right.
Brothers got questions?
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel, Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.